Imagine it's 10:30 at our rest stop outside Skellefteå, Sweden. Despite you being born less than a 2-hour drive from here, you know almost nothing about it. Except what everyone else told you. That it's a place people leave. That it's cold, even by northern standards. That nothing much happens here unless you work in the right industry at the right time, with the right last name. And the hockey. Oh God, please shut up about the hockey. You're standing at an information board, reading facts like they're spoilers for a story you've never bothered to start. Rivers, history, industry, gold, all of it feels vaguely familiar, like background noise from someone else's life. A cop walks by, t-shirt, in the middle of winter. No rush, no visible discomfort. You don't know what bro has to prove, and to whom, but you hope he comes to terms with himself and puts on a jacket and some winter boots. This is not the place to pretend you're immune to physics, nor that you're immune to these Truck Sim Diaries. And in this video series, I record my Euro Truck Simulator 2 gameplay, and I use it as a backdrop for my unscripted thoughts on what's going on in my life and the world around me. Sometimes I will have a lot to say, sometimes I will just comment on the gameplay, and sometimes I'll just be quiet. Either way, I am glad you're here, so let's take a look at what we have in store for us today. Get out of this rest stop, get on with our lives. But before we do anything, let's recap our progress in the Truck Sim Diaries Cruising Nordic Horizons event. This is an event we're running based on the World of Trucks community event with the same name, where we are going to do a delivery to or from all of the cities in the latest DLC release, Nordic Horizons. Right now we are in Skellefteå. That was the drop-off for last job. The plan is to drive up to Luleå and do the next pickup there. That way the eastern section here will be all checked off and we can start working our way north, west and south. And a note on the gameplay here, I am running a modded game to reflect the real world weather where I live in Sweden. Also, I've set the game to batch the date of recording, which will have an impact on the daylight hours, especially in the north. And this is to give you the real immersive experience and to let you know what kind of environment I'm coming from at the time of recording. Let's continue. And the drive to Luleå is not very far at all.
Ready to roll.
We're ready to roll. And we are dealing with an early morning on a day off.
At the roundabout.
When we are snowed in, like weather warnings, cancelled plans, snow shoveling multiple times a day snowed in. It is positively pouring down. But well, I guess you don't say that the snow pours down, but you know what I mean. We've had almost no snow for the entirety of November or December, which is rare. But then January hits, New Year hits, and just all of it come at the same time. It's pretty, like, I mean, when first snow hits, society gets a little yeah, it's a bit of an emergency, except that it's not very dangerous. Like, not a lot of people, you know, hurt. We know kind of how to take care of, you know, we know kind of what happens when there's snow. Rarely do people ever hurt themselves or die because of snow. I mean, flooding is one thing, but enormous amounts of snow aren't really dangerous in the same way. So it's always kind of, it's a nice little natural disaster to have because it's beautiful, and also like everyone is like happy about like, oh shit, we're snowed in, we can't do anything, all the plans are canceled. Nothing to do, nothing we can do about it.
Keep left.
And I think that's kind of cute. I am bracing though, because what we've had snow for like a day or two, and I'm already looking forward to it being gone. I have this ambiguous relation to snow, but it is what it is. I just need to let go of it. Alright, let's take a look at the jobs maps for this. And like I said, I am doing a World of Trucks event. That means I can only choose from the jobs here in the external market. And I need to find a job that takes us preferably to Ivalo, so I can check that one off. But any of these, well, some of these western cities that we haven't checked off already. So we need to see what we have. We have a lot of jobs going to Tornio and Rovaniemi. Ivalo. Empty spool. That's it. That's our job. Backhoe loader. Also going to Ivalo. Let's go with the empty spools. Yeah, empty spools it is. We're doing it. Empty spools are not as glamorous as pulling heavy machinery, but someone's got to do a job too.
Time to get the job done.
It's time to get it done. And I'm running out of some supplies. I really do. The thing is that even though it's fun to be snowed in and, you know, you gotta rethink, just fucking all that. Fuck, I'm running out of tea. Started drinking tea a couple months ago and I stopped drinking coffee pretty much altogether. Not because I don't like coffee, but because I like coffee. I like really good coffee. I like a really good espresso. So like the regular coffee that I have at home and like at work and shit, it's just not, After all these years of drinking this poor coffee that they serve you, like coffee's the only food or drink where you take a sip of it and it's like, ew, because it's bad. And you still finish it. And the thing is that I get it if people get the effects of caffeine, but I don't. So I've tried a couple things back and forth, like being without it, see what happens. And now that overnight, I just decided to stop. I still haven't noticed like any effects of being either with caffeine or without, because I've always heard people be like, oh, I'm not the same, I'm not me until I've had my first all that stuff. I was like, yeah. But I never felt it because I'm like, I can't really tell a huge difference. Maybe I drink, I'm so used to it that I don't really know. I don't know. So I stopped and I can't tell. That it doesn't give me anything. I'm immune to caffeine. I won't feel better by it, and I won't feel worse by quitting it. Like, it doesn't matter. And so I started drinking this really good tea instead. That is called Earl Grey Top Majestic. It is this really dark tea. It's got a lot of flavor to it. It's very nice. And I love this tea. But I'm running out now. And I shouldn't go drive in this weather just because of tea, because that's what you read for us. You read on the a tradition here in Sweden is that you kind of shake your head at everyone else who's not used to, like, oh, it's like their first snow, it's like they've never seen snow before, all that stuff, you know, when you see that there's, despite, you know, we get winters every year, and still every year it's like people's truck is stuck in snow traffic, they're still running with summer tires, and it's like, how is it possible? Thankfully it's never happened. Not that I don't shake my head at people, because I know, you know, things happen. Of course the situations suck, being stuck in traffic in the winter and you can't move and you gotta like make do in the car. That's a pretty good reason to have like a kit in the car, to your like cold weather stuck in traffic kit. It's not really about survival. I mean, there's no risk of death. It's just that spending 10 hours in a cold car waiting for, you know, rescue operations to clear the snow for you is not, you know, is not fun. Let's check off Luleå and load this cargo. Cargo's loaded. Let's go. It's not the biggest job in the world. You're gonna drive for 439 kilometers. We got fuel for way more than that. ETA is 7 hours and 14 minutes of in-game time. We need to rest within 8 hours and 44 minutes. It is 2:30 in the afternoon and the sun is setting, as it does. So we may, it's going to take about 23 minutes of real-world driving. So we either push through the night, and I think I got time for one more job before I need to go, before my playtime's over for today. So maybe we'll just keep driving, and hopefully we can take the next job in daylight. That'd be kind of cool to check off 2 jobs today. That would be 4 dots.
Exit now.
And I started talking to my neighbor about my plan to sleep outside in a tent every month for the year 2026. So one night outside in January, one night outside in February, and so on. And he was like, excuse me, he reminded me of how easy it is to make plans when you're full, rested, have time off work. Like, I need to take my kids to activities every day of the week almost. When am I going to find time to go outside and sleep in a tent? It might not happen. And like I told you, I know better than to make promises, but still, I kind of want to do it. You know, I need to prepare for sleeping in the tent when climbing up on Kebnekaise, the highest mountain in Sweden. And it sounds a little fun, you know, to do it. Even like a big part of me handling outside activities, even when the weather does not allow, is to just do it when the weather does not allow. Otherwise it won't happen. Like I guess that kind of goes for everything. Do it with the like, go in the situation that you have. Don't wait to be ready. You know, same thing with having kids. I've seen a lot of, including myself, I've seen a lot of my people in my age group. They're like, yeah, I want to get kids, but not now. I need a job and a house and a 2 cars and a 2-car garage and, you know, all these things. And I think it's because people are afraid of doing it, as was I. And I was thinking the same thing, like, I'm not ready. I'm not, you know. And for the most, maybe, at least for me, I used a lot of these I'm not ready things as an excuse for not being ready mentally. But like, if you want to do it, and you know that you will commit to being a good parent when the kid comes, you know, just do it. That's the only regret I have in regards to kids is I would have wanted to. I think I waited a little too much. I would have wanted to have them earlier. Because even if you wait until you're ready, when you do the thing, the things you thought you would happen won't happen. It will be complete. Like, it will be complete. You can never be ready. I mean, you can't. So just fucking do it and learn from it, and then grow. You know. This is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, by the way. This is what it looks like. So Euro Truck Simulator 2, which is the game that I'm playing here, it does not have seasons natively. Like, the base game does not come with seasons. So the only reason why you can drive in the snow is because of a mod. And it's free to download and install, and it's not very difficult at all. And a huge shout out to the guy who made this mod, Grimes. He did a fantastic job. And with the snow falling like this, it is... If you live somewhere where there's not snow, this is very convincing. By Euro Truck Simulator 2 standards, you know, of course. This is pretty much what it looks like.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
And speaking of gaming, during this time off that I have had,
Exit now.
I did get some time for some gaming, and I played with some from the old gaming group, and it was a lot of fun, of course. Just catching up with old friends. However, I do feel like I still have it, inside me, the problematic relationship to gaming, I mean. Like, I can easily get drawn in and just forget time, space, and responsibilities. So, like, I thought that I was in the clear just because I went through the process of confirming that I have a problem with it,
Straight on.
doing something about the problem that I have with it. But I still need, I still need to watch out and be careful. So I don't fall back into the trap. Also, I started talking about it when I was out hiking with a friend of mine. I started talking about this gaming and, games that really draw you in. I can get drawn into anything. It doesn't have to be like a deep game or anything like that. I don't think. Well, I mean, I won't really get drawn into Euro Truck Simulator because it's just this. I think for me, if it has a multiplayer aspect to it, then, I need to watch out. Because when the games do have a multiplayer aspect to them, and you can't hit pause, if I can hit pause, it's, for the most part, it's pretty fine. Like, you can wait. But it's just games where what you do matter, which are the kind of games that I look for, like EVE Online, where you have this ship that's valuable to you and you're out you can't just stop. If it was Call of Duty or Battlefield or some other shooter like that, you could just step away from the PC and let your character lose the match. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I mean, I know a lot of people have problems with that. I'm just saying I don't. Mostly because I don't play those kinds of games, so it's, of course, not very hard for me to think of walking away from them. But the games that I do play, or did play, we were playing a zombie survival game called Zomboid, Project Zomboid. And if you just escape, your character will still be in the game and it'll die. And if your character dies, it dies. You need to start all over again. So that's pretty rough. And I think it's good because the stakes get higher the longer you live, because your character will live for so long, so you need to be more and more careful. I like that because I like that kind of gameplay mechanic and what it does to the players. And that's always been like one of my favorite gaming mechanics, that your life needs to be valuable, because you need to be afraid of death. You need to be scared of dying. That way you will make, realistic decisions and not just jump in, crazy situations. And that'll make people act in a non-realistic manner. For instance, in these shooter games, you run around and you shoot people, and when you die, you respawn, so you're back into the game, just a little bit further back on the map. But you're back to where you were in just like a minute or two. So, say there's a team, the opposing players are are hiding. You can run out, have them kill you, because then you know where they are. So the next, you'll be back within 2 minutes and just go kill them. And you know, no one is like, oh, I'm gonna sacrifice my life so you can see where they. That doesn't happen, and it kind of ruins the fun of that situation. So I've always been drawn to the games where the stakes are like really high. Either you lose your precious character, or you need to travel for a really long time, so that it's actual time that will be lost if you die in the game. Those kinds of games, I've always been kind of drawn to. That, well, I can say it like this. That gameplay mechanic has always been important to me. Long travel times or high consequence of failure. So people are scared to make bad decisions. So they will opt for the safe, you know, the safe decisions. Now, when you're playing these kinds of games in multiplayer, you can't, of course, you can't pause, because that would be, you know, if this, that would be, they've removed that possibility, because then that could be, you know, misused. If you get in a bad situation, just hit escape, leave the game for a couple hours, and then come back later when the situation is you know, sorted itself out or whatever. So instead, I keep playing these high stakes multiplayer games, or I kept. EVE Online. If I step away from the, if I hit escape, my ship is just hanging there in space. And it would guarantee be gone by the time I got back. Same goes with Project Zomboid. If I escape out of the game, my character would still be in the gaming world, so it would be eaten by zombies or whatever, and I would lose all my progress. And is that such a bad thing? Yes, because that's one of the things that makes it so much fun. And like, I get really attached to things in game like I do in real life. For instance, this disco ball here in the truck. I'm like, that was the first item I got for this truck when I first started playing this game. And I can't, like, I found other things that I want to hang there, but I would feel so bad for leaving this disco ball behind that I can't, you know, I can't switch it out. It's just ridiculous, but that's how I work. And in the case of the disco ball, it's fine. I can keep it. It's fun. But in the case of the games, I don't want to, you know, I get to a point where I apply too much value to immaterial things in the game that it starts to affect my real life. You know, you can't have that. I can't be like telling my kids to wait if they want because daddy needs to finish the game. Like, what is that? What kind of signals would that be sending to my kids? You know, I want them to know that they can always come get me for my attention. And I have hurt that trust with my kids.
Keep right.
So I'm working on being a better man. And for the most part, I did some serious work this last year, end of last year, after the summer. But now that I've And like I said, now that I tried it again, I was like, I can, you know, I can try some. Just a little bit. And I can. But just, I was also a little scared by it, you know? I felt like it was way too soon, and it didn't really make me happy because it reminded me of all the bad, you know? We got about 6 minutes left to drive. Let's take a look at some questions here. First question is, do you drink alcohol? Why or why not? And I'm not, you know, I do drink alcohol. I just do not drink a lot. I've always been easily, like, I get drunk very easily, and I don't like it. Every now and then, I can, you know, have a drink or two. Like, for instance, Saturdays is date night for me and my wife. We dressed nice, you know, spend some time together, quality time together, not just, you know, it's a little tradition that we got a couple years ago, like, when we, you know, when you have little babies, baby kids, you kind of go, it's a 110% thing. And then after a while, the kid gets a little bigger and starts sleeping a little bit better at night, start needing a little bit less of you. And at that point, we were like, we need to, you know, we need to find our way back to each other. And so we started this date night process. And it's a very important thing for the both of us. Like, it's a high priority thing. So Saturdays are date night. We do this thing. We spend this time together. We, you know, dress nice for each other. It's not like, I don't really feel like it. Can we just stay in the couch? No, we fucking just, you know, do it. And it's, honestly, I think it's saved my marriage. Not that we were in a crisis or anything, other than, you know, having kids, but it's worked really well for us. That we do this. That we prioritize each other, because both of us get to feel like the other one is, you know, prioritizing each other. It's nice. It's a nice thing to do. It's a nice thing to do for your partner. It's a nice thing to do for yourself. And sometimes we have dinner together. Sometimes we have dinner with kids before and just have the drinks. And like, it's not, you know, it's one or two drinks. It's nothing, you know. And that's like my max. I don't go out, you know, I don't go out and get hammered. Never, ever. And if I do go out, like, have dinner or something, I'll have the equal amount of alcohol, like one or two drinks, one or two beers. That's it. That's fine. I've just, I don't know what it is. Well, I know what it is. I just never liked it. I don't understand why people want to do it. I don't see the fun in it.
Go straight on.
I don't like the feeling of being out of control. I don't like, but I think most of all, and I think that's the thing with my social sensitivity as well. I don't like it when people change. I mean, if people want to change, people can change. And people do, but in the same, like, within the same couple of hours. For instance, when someone who is sober gets drunk, or because a lot of times it comes with a personality change, or, you know, when a group dynamic changes and a person changes because of whomever else is in the room. I don't like that either. It makes me very, very uncomfortable. Like I said, I'm not gonna self-diagnose myself as autistic, but I might be on the spectrum. Because I get fucking... Oh, sorry. I get,
To turn right.
I get weirded out by it.
Turn right. Where is it?
We're checking off Ivalo. We're checking off all of Finland. So here we are. Finland is all yellow. I didn't think that we would finish one country so much faster than all the others, but I guess, you know, things just kind of happen, don't they? From here, we need to go to any of the other cities close to it. It's a bit of a drive, but it is what it is. Alright, stats for this job. 453 kilometers, 27.1 liters per 100, so fuel economy wise we were good, but we were only carrying 1 ton. No damage for 34 minutes of driving from Luleå to Ivalo. Plan was 438, real was 453, so we're extremely close. Income was 1,135, taxes 170, fuel cost 185. Revenue 779 credits, so not a lot. 3 out of 5 stores. 5 out of 5 for damage, 1 out of 5 for distance, 5 out of 5 for fines, 5 out of 5 fuel economy, no out of 5 for mass. 171 points. So not, this, not the most memorable job in the world, maybe. But it got us here. You know what? I changed my mind. We're going to take this job to Honningsvåg. That'll check us off. And for next episode, we can go from Honningsvåg to Alta and take a job from there. Let's go. Pickup is at the same yard. All we need to do is turn the truck around. And well, we're tired. We need to sleep. We'll do the pickup first. Let's load this cargo. Cargo's loaded. We need to hit a place for rest.
Okay.
There we go.
Turn left.
It is 10:30 at night. So maybe we'll actually get some daylight when we wake up. Let's get this rest. Alright, daylight may be a bit of a stretch, but you know. How we doing for fuel? Oh yeah, we got more fuel than we need. However, I think we're gonna pull it over for can we refuel over there on the thing? Yes, we can. Or not. We're gonna have to do it his way.
Turn right. Find a new route.
Can we do it on this side as well? A little hard to see. Yes, we can. Alright, good. I would have preferred to be under where the cars do it, but because they have a roof, and we don't. So we have to stand outside in the snow. All right. I drive with diesel for work.
Turn right.
And my personal car is a gasoline plug-in hybrid, but still gasoline.
Take the second exit.
So you know, I've always had it that way. I've never owned a diesel car for myself, but I've always driven diesels for work.
Exit now.
And I feel like I am running out of luck with not putting diesel in a gasoline car or vice versa.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
So every time now, and I am aware of this, so every time now that I fill gas, I like super duper double triple check to make sure that I don't accidentally put gasoline in a diesel car or diesel in a gasoline car. But I've never done it in my life, but I am sure that I will at some point, and I know that
Caution. Please watch the speed.
if you notice it after you've done it before you start the car, it's more or less fine. You can drain the tank, but if you start the car and let the engine pump the mix around,
Caution. Please mind the speed.
you're in a little bit of trouble, and you don't want to get in trouble. And speaking of getting in trouble, my damn kids are learning English. And they're learning English fast. Now they're home when I record this. They don't know that this exists. I think they think I'm talking to my friends who I've been gaming with. I'm not sure. They don't know that I'm recording, especially, like, specifically when I'm playing Euro Truck Simulator and putting it up on YouTube. I'm doing it, like, one of the reasons I do this is,
Turn left.
you know, at some point they will find this, and hopefully they will find it interesting. If you're listening, I love you more than anything in the world. Anyway, those little shits are learning English. And that means... Oh, cover your ears. They can hear me. And I want them to listen to this when they're a little bit older than what they are now. They are 7 and 9. And I'm dropping F-bombs here. And they can hear this, so they know that they told their mother, my beautiful wife, that Dad is dropping F-bombs. And she was like, no. Did he? Oh, that's not right. And it's not right. I mean, but on the other hand, like, the fuck? But so I need to stop. Like, I need to really start thinking about what language I'm using, because they're listening, because they can hear this. And the F word, they know this. Like, they know that it's a bad word. They don't know, like, the literal meaning of it or anything, but they know that it's a curse word, and you're not supposed to use curse words because they're kids, and like they still got that innocence to them, which I hope they get to keep forever. But I know that they will eventually be exposed to the real world. So I need to start cleaning my act up a little bit, but it is so, like, the way that I talk, I'm native Swedish. Swedish is my first language, English is my second language. And I am very comfortable speaking English, and I enjoy it a lot, especially when it comes to topics like this, because, I mean, I am me, but it is a bit of a barrier when I say it in English, so it's a little easier for me to talk about the heavy subjects of this life in English than it is in Swedish, because it doesn't feel as personal. It's a little bit like I'm talking about something else. Though I can catch myself thinking in English. So, I guess I'm bilingual. I've always had it easy to learn languages, and thankfully, my kids got that from me. But unfortunately, the kids got that from me. So I need to clean myself up a little bit.
Caution. Please watch the speed limit. Go straight on. Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
All right, let's do with another question. Question is, what do you guys think about self-care as a man? And there's more text to it than this. Basically, the person who asks this question talks about how his friends got into pedicure and skincare and beard and all that stuff, and it's become quite popular in the recent years for like grooming stuff. And he formulates this like hold on, let me pull over and I can read the entire thing. It's quite interesting. Well, I mean, it's nothing too spectacular, but you know what I mean. Alright, so he says, I recently got into pedicures with my guy friends who all do it monthly. They all got girls and actually getting married soon. They believe in a lot of different routines such as hair, teeth, cologne, and skincare. They got me into it. Now it's part of my everyday function. It's really helped my confidence knowing that I put a lot of effort into my appearance, and it's a stress reliever. I'm curious how you guys feel about self-care. And I think that this is fantastic. This is this guy is a this guy is a role model. Because it seems like the stigma of men taking care of themselves, that would make you less manly. That's like what it was like when I grew up. Like a man plucking eyebrows, that'd be considered gay. And of course, I don't subscribe to that idea. I think self-care in any capacity is a fantastic thing to do, and I highly recommend it. Like the little rituals alone. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, if you take care of your skins, you get better skin. That's good. As long as you stay clean, you don't have to do it like from a practical standpoint. More of us from a psychological standpoint. Like, do it because you are worth, spending effort on. You're worth making pretty. You're worth the time to take care of. I started thinking about this with like when we got a cat. I read up on having a cat a little bit, and the petting of the cat, they think, is one of the most important things. Is that it makes the cat feel like it's worth taking care of, like someone is going over its fur looking for bugs and keeping it clean and stuff like that. The cat will clean itself, but psychologically it is important for the cat to feel like it is important. Like it is important enough. The cat need to feel that the cat itself is important enough for someone else to take care of. And that goes for humans as well, and that goes for yourself as well. So I am all for these little rituals that just mean taking care of yourself, and then it can be in any capacity. If it's plucking your eyebrows, or doing skin routines, or a beard, or picking out nice clothes just for yourself, or workouts, or a diet, or going on walks to make you feel better. Whatever it is, do something that's out of your normal routine that you do only for yourself. I think that that's very, very important for everyone. Men and women, but this is male-centric, so I mean, it's the only perspective that I've got, so. Also, historically, men are probably, this is probably pretty new to many men still. The fact that you are allowed to, take care of yourself. With little routines, I have this, one way I spoil myself is I have this this foaming shower cream that is a little bit expensive, and it's got some nice perfume to it, and the way that it foams feels very nice and luxurious, and I feel like, I'm worth the little extra. So it's not just, go pumping hard in the gym, but like, Also the small little things. See how much brighter it turned out when we got out of that weather? It's 11:45, so this is about as bright as it's gonna get. So yeah, I feel great about. I forgot the question, but taking care of yourself is highly recommended, and I think it's really important to set up these little routines and these little rituals for yourself and let it take time. Just, it's good that it takes time. It should take some time. Like, do something that takes a little time to set up, that you're like, you need to, that you prioritize, even when you're tired and even when you kind of don't want to. Just do the thing. Get a nice cup to drink tea out of, or coffee or whatever. Just, treat yourself. Let's do one more questions. We got about 4 minutes left until we're there. Who was the last person you blocked and why? And this is not Juicy. I do have Juicy. Like, family members I have blocked because they're narcissistic psychopaths. But that is not the last person that I blocked. The last person I blocked is a little bit of a sad story, actually. It was a client of mine, and there was this old couple. And I went to them to help them with some work, and it was very nice. They were very kind, extremely kind, and I had a great time with them. And I came back second time, like a year and a half or 2 years or something later. And things had changed a little bit. Like, they were more confused. And they could not really understand what I was saying. And I could tell that they were a little frustrated by it. Anyway, everything went well. And then, like, a couple more years passed. And then they started calling and be like, when are you coming to fix... when are you coming to finish your job? You still have your tools and everything here. And I was like, no, I don't. Like, I don't. It was years ago. And then some other technician calls and he's like, hi, I'm here now. They say that you have your tools here. Do you know where they are? And I'm like, no, I don't have any tools here. And he's like, what? And you were supposed to have a job running, but I don't find it. And I'm like, yeah, because there's no job. Like, and then that's kind of when it dawned on me that, like, it's probably dementia. or something like that or the other. And then they keep texting and they keep calling, and they're like, when are you coming to pick up your tools? When are you coming to finish your job? And I'm like, I can get there. Just send me a picture of the tools, just to see if they can. And of course, no picture. And then they get a little ruder, you know, and keep calling and keep texting. And I'm like, I don't really feel like it anymore. It's just sad, and I honestly don't have the time to go there to just explain to them that I don't have anything else to do there. They probably have me confused with someone else who did something. And even if I was to go there and finish the job, chances are I will not get paid, or there will be some kind of... So, you know, as painful as it was, finally I was like, I'm sorry, but block, because I can't, like... Now I feel bad about it.
Please mind the speed.
But on the other hand, I can't, like... I have so many other things I need to do. I have so many other... that explain they're not in any danger.
Please watch the speed.
And another guy has already been there and confirmed that, so unfortunately I just had to kind of let it go. Alright, let's check off Honungsvåg. Third one for this session. Alright, stats for this one. 391 kilometers for 26.9 liters per 100. Again, we weren't carrying any weight. No damage for 30 minutes of driving. From Ivalo to Honungsvåg. Plane was 387, real was 391. Income was 9,103 credits. Taxes 1,365. Fuel was 181. Revenue landed at 7,555. 3 out of 5 stars. 5 for damage, 1 for distance, 5 for fines, 5 for fuel economy, no for mass. 174 hardcore points. Well, that's it. That was all I had today. Thank you so much for taking the time with this. I really appreciate it. And remember to take care of yourself. You are important, and you need to last for a long time. Bye.